you say that word?
Technocracy.
Technocracy. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right. And that was where, where your world is filtered through. And that's what Google presents you. And that's what Bing presents you. And in fact, the person who invented Bing left Google because Google was purposely restricting what people saw. She, I can't remember, didn't like that algorithm. And so invented Bing to be more open. Because when you do Google search for something and I do Google search for something, we're going to come up with different results, even if we use the same prompt. And that's based on our history and its algorithm of learning what it thinks that we're looking for on an individual basis. All these social media algorithms create on purpose an echo chamber, because echo chambers keep us on platform. It's not trying to be malicious. It's just
keep you engaged.
It wants to keep you engaged, right? So feed you things that you like.
That in and of itself is not malicious, but then malice is injected into it when stuff is, but it is,
right.
It is. How often do you think, like, if you were to jump onto YouTube Kids and let's say you're a 9-year-old, your search history indicates you're a 9-year-old girl, like, how many videos do you think you'd have to just naturally gravitate towards before you would start getting
something crazy
suggested things like trans children friendly videos? Like, are you a trans child? Like there is malice injected into these platforms, into the algorithms that select for the things that it thinks you want to see.
I would. It's very hard to shape that into that context, right? I think it's more likely. Let me tell you, it's more likely. Look, me and you know both. We've been doing the war thing for a very long time. Every bad guy believes they're the hero. There's no guy who I schwacked who was like, I am the villain of this story. No. They're all, I think, that they're the rebel hero. Right? They all think they all think they're the good guy, all of them. There is like 0.1001 who wakes up as the actual antagonist of the story, right? This person wakes up and goes, I'm gonna mess some stuff up today. Like literally, like there's that guy does exist, but it is so rare.
Your Jeffrey Dahmer types.
Yeah, so rare.
Conscious of what they're doing.
Conscious of it, knows about it, believes in it.
It's not that rare though. It's not that rare though.
What you're experiencing
there's a societal threshold for psychopathy. Right? There is. Anything more than like 3%, and all of a sudden you like laws are enacted, like marches occur. Right. This is verifiable. Like I heard Jordan Peterson talk about it. I'm not going to pretend like I've done all this research, but like at the 5% mark, society doesn't tolerate that unless people are conditioned to, a la the Soviet Union, Maoist China, right? Unless there is widespread discontent and murder, shall we say, in which case the people who are psychopathic all of a sudden have a ladder to the top. When your social, what would you call them? When the social, the things that incentivize social behavior tend toward the psychopathic, more of them just rise to the top. So that's why I'm seeing
it creates that permissive environment, right? Yeah.
I'm seeing these incentives built into these algorithms, these incentives built into whatever it is we're looking for, and I honestly do see malice.
So we can have that. I'm just saying that most of the time, what looks like a villain to one is just a cross agenda to another, right?
I agree.
So the cross agenda, it's not necessarily malice as per like the devil's risen type of deal. It's just they have a value system and a belief system that's counter to someone else's value and belief system, and the agendas are in clashing. There's a great book, Clash of Civilizations, that really talk about that. In a worldview, you know, all the places I've ever visited in the world, wherever there's hot pockets of conflict, it's because of that. Kosovo, Bosnia, Rwanda, which I had not visited, but it's an example.
Yeah, and I'm not going to pretend to understand like the intertribal affairs of relatively homogenous groups that have been at war with each other for God knows how long.
Yeah, well, the Sunni and the Shia, in certain in pockets, right?
Wahhabism, Salafism.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is that, look, once two birds of two different feathers start nesting in the same area, right, you start getting conflict, because this idealistic thing of a cosmopolitan melting pot of ideas where everybody's allowed to have their idea and coexist next to somebody with their idea is an American thing.